services. We believe in making full use of technology to enable accountants to be more efficient and enable them to focus more time on analysis and providing business insights to their team. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Mr. Osman.
You guys can hear me? Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Okay, how are you today? Good? Good? Alright. It's a bit, it's a bit out there, it's a bit kabut. So everything is fine inside. Okay, so as you just mentioned, I'm Rosnan. So I've been entrusted by MIA to basically bore you guys for the next couple of hours. So if you feel like you're dozing off, so don't worry, this is all part of the plan. Okay, before we start, I have a few questions, okay? Yeah? So anybody here who's never heard of BI before? Okay, good. That's a good start. Anybody here have already been using BI at work? Nobody? Okay, so it's okay. We'll get to that very soon. Okay. So I guess, so just be honest, are you one of those guys when people come to you and talk about BI, about data analytics? It's all a bit wishy-washy, you know. You just feel like, okay, is this for real, you know? And sometimes you know, like this blue screen you get, you know, low battery, system shutting down, that sort of moment. So anybody here who feels like that? Nobody? Oh, you guys very nice people. Well, anyway, if you feel like that, it's actually understandable, because there's a lot of people out there who's trying to basically sell you anything they can label as BI analytics. So we have to be a bit more careful. Okay. But one thing that I believe, and I think you all should believe too, is we cannot let BI be something that for the IT department. Okay? It is for us to drive BI. Because BI is something that's going to help us in the future. It's going to be something that's going to make us more efficient, and it's something that's going to make us better finance people, better accountants. Okay? So hopefully before lunch today, you guys will roughly know what BI is about, what are the options out there, and what we need to do. Okay. Okay, this is formality, but I think you guys already mentioned, so I'm just going to skip this. Okay. Okay, it's a new world. Yeah, everybody knows that. We're talking about the world is changing. Okay, I'm sure you've heard most of what I'm going to say. You've heard about it already, but it's just to set the scene. Okay. So when we talk about the world is changing, I'm talking about the big G, globalization. Okay. So globalization. Now everybody knows you can move anything from anywhere. Okay. So now people realize that I'm not the only one on this planet. Well, almost everybody. There's some people somewhere in this small country, south of Canada. I'm not sure what's the name of the country. Country north of Canada. So, I mean, they play ball among themselves and call it the World Series. So they need some working hard to get that. Okay. So what this globalization is doing is basically, you have a very complex business environment. Now you have companies in the US with an R&D in Europe, manufacturing maybe in China, and maybe the warehouse is here in Malaysia. So when you have all this complex business environment, the rules become more complex. So you talk about all this new IFRS, capital controls, you name it, so many things changing. So globalization, why is it happening so fast? Because last time it's a buzzword, now it's BAU. Everybody knows it's happening. It's already happening. So why? It's because of technology. So the transportation is now more efficient. You have very powerful machines, very powerful computers. Okay? And when you talk about communication, now it's like last time it was analog, digital, 2G, 3G, 4G, LTE. I don't know what next lah. So how people expect us as accountants to do has also changed. So we move from just a controller to an advisor. And rightly so. Why? Because we're the best one to actually take on that role. Okay? Because of our position in the company and because we are, of course, impartial and ethical as well. So, just to wrap this out, so what has changed in terms of what we do now? Okay, last time we looked at numbers for us to tell the management what happened. Now they want us to tell what's going to happen. Okay? And last time a lot of us actually just sit in our room. Now we have to go and talk to the marketing people, the project people, so we need to understand the business more. So when we discuss things, it's not about conformance anymore, it's also about performance. So we now are not just expected to report value, we have to enhance value. And of course this name calling that I'm not really comfortable with, encounter. So now we have a cooler name, business partner. So that's where we're heading. So we are going to deliver insights and to support decision making. So that's the expectation of accountants nowadays. Okay, so if you look at this part here, some of you might be saying, hey, we're doing this already lah. Okay, yeah, it's true, we're doing this, but the question is how well are you doing it? Okay, there's more information, everything is becoming more complex, and there's only 24 hours a day. So that's why we need technology to help us get there. So this is what the talk is about. Okay. So just to touch a bit on, there's some changes that's already happening in relation to our work. That's as a result of technology. Okay. So everybody knows all this month-end reconciliation, transaction matching, whatnot, all this. You know, something I don't really like, but something that we have to do. Like it or not, it's part of the process. So it's very manual, very tedious, it takes a lot of time. So now, you have things like RPA, robotic process automation, which can help you in terms of making the month-end faster. Okay? So there's this shift from record, and then report to just real time. So people are talking about continuous accounting. So when you close your month end, it's just looking at exceptions rather than going and ticking all this long list. Okay? So, because of this technology, the world thinks we are already doing this. Okay? So we already have this power, so we're supposed to be doing it. So when you talk about power, it reminds me of this chat I had with my late uncle. Okay, he was dropping me off to a competition. So and we had a small argument, and then he just turned to me and said, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. Okay? And I remember it until now. So this power, what we need to do now, this is what we're expected to do. We need to be the ones driving analytics, we need to be the one who's partnering with the business and tell them what they need to do. Okay? So this increasing demand in analytics and business partnering is an opportunity for us to basically position ourselves at the heart of strategy and decision making. So everybody will come to us, the CEO will come to us. He won't be talking to the marketing, the HR, you know, the first port of call will be us. And people will look at, okay, finance isn't doing anything, they just know the numbers, they just close the books. Okay? So this is where we are supposed to go to. And we need technology, we need to embrace technology. And I don't know about you, but as an accountant, I think myself and a lot of people I know, when it comes to technology, we're a bit like, mana-mana bit. This IT stuff, I think, well, it's not the case anymore. We have to embrace technology now in order for us to move forward. Okay? So when we talk about technology, everybody is talking about Industry 4.0. So I'm sure everybody heard of it. So just a short history, history lesson here. Okay, it all started in the late 18th century with the invention of the steam engine. So that's when people moved from farming to factory. You know, the birth of the working class. So that's the first revolution. And then one Italian guy came along and invented the battery. And then by the end of the 19th century, we got ourselves dynamo, we got electricity, and then we got ourselves this assembly line. So mass production will become possible. And then fast forward some more, in the 70s, the computers and electronics. So now instead of people standing in the assembly line, we have robotic arms, we have computer. So, and of course this talk about machines taking over the world. Okay? Well, they're not too far off. Not everything is true, but they're not too far off. Because now we're at 4.0 when we're talking about digital. The digital era. So digital era is to do the IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and what they call cyber physical system. So this is when machines talk to other machines. Machines collect data, feed it to humans, so that humans can do better job. So this is what it's all about. Yeah. Anybody here is a fan of Fast and Furious? Yeah. Okay. So you remember Furious 7, the God's Eye. Yeah. So that's the thing that we're talking about. So this is basically a machine that can actually communicate with all the other, cameras around the world, your phone, your camera, and they track people. I mean, it's a bit overfetched lah, but that's the concept, basically. Okay. So what I want to talk about is here. See how it's moved. 100 years, 80 years, 50 years. So you don't know, maybe in 50 years time, people will be talking about Industry 4.0. So if we, at this current moment, don't even know what is going on with 4.0, how do we actually go on to 5.0? Okay? So everything has moved very fast. So just to go back, 15 years ago, you don't have this. There's no iPhone, there's no smartphone, touch screen, there's no social media, Twitter and whatever. There's no, there's no self-driving cars. Okay, this is the best part. This one, here. 15 years ago, there's no Tesla Roadster. So this baby, you charge it one time, you can drive all the way to Padang Besar. Okay? No RON 97, no CO2 emission. So technology has moved so fast. So what about us, the accountants? How are we coping with the changes? So let's have a look. Okay. Okay, we're quite advanced. Back in 1400, this one Italian guy invented the double entry system. Okay, and it's been used until now. Okay, and then in the second revolution, okay, we moved a bit. So you have another guy who invented the first calculator, Thomas Colmar. The Colmar from France, not the one from Italy. Okay. So in the 3.0, okay, computers were invented. But if you look back, the first accounting system, computerized accounting system, didn't actually take off. It was invented in the early 80s. Okay, so it's already 10 years past before we start doing something. And then this thing here, ERP. We started with MRP, material resource planning, and then MRP2, which is manufacturing retail planning. Then only ERP. That's only when accounting was part of the whole system. But until now, I'm sure, maybe not you guys, but I'm seeing a lot of companies who are still not fully doing the accounting using the system. So it could be like some subsidiary using accounting software, some subsidiary in Excel, you know. Consolidation, of course, without it's done in Excel. And very few people even have ERP till now. So at this stage, we are already far backwards compared to where the technology is. And then 4.0, talking about cloud accounting, BI, AI. Okay, a lot of us still not sure what BI and AI even mean. Okay? Back in 2011, no, was it 2010, 2011, was the first time I actually used a web-based accounting software. Anybody heard of Xero? XE. So it's a software from Australia. So I was actually implementing the software for a UK company, which has a project in South Africa. So it's quite advanced even back then. So that when it comes to bank reconciliation, the system actually can connect to the bank. So we'll basically feed the transaction from the bank and match it with the transaction that was captured in Xero. So and that was like what, 7-8 years ago. Okay. So it has moved a lot. So we need to catch up. So before we go further, just some jargons. So this one, try not to go over. Okay? Alright. These are some of the things that you hear when people talk about BI or big data. Okay? So the first one, business intelligence. If you look at it, process, architecture, and technology used to convert raw data into meaningful information that drive profitable business action. Okay, so now, I don't know, it's quite complex to me if I were to read it. Okay, but we'll get back to that. I'll try and turn this into a more human-friendly definition later on. Right? Okay, so big data. So what you need to know here, big data is not actually a tool. Because it says here, it's a data set. So it's not a tool. Data science. Okay, somewhat similar to BI, but not exactly. I will show you later how it basically fits in. Okay, some more jargons here. Data analytics. Another similar animal. Data warehouse. Okay, this is slightly different. This is basically simple. It's basically a database. So we can get that. And data mining. Also another thing that's quite similar to the rest that I showed before. Okay. So how does it all this begin? What's the difference? Okay? Because we need to know this. So when the IT guys come and tell us, okay, I'm selling you something, and then they say it's a BI tool, but it's not. Sometimes they become and say it's a data analytical tool, but it's not. So you need to know what are the differences. I mean, not technically. This is more like the normal people like myself. So you know roughly what to ask. Okay? So how does it all fit in? Okay, let's start with these three things first. So these three things have changed a lot over the last 5 years. So what people understand about BI, about big data, may not be the same as it was 5 years ago. So I give you an example, something you can relate to. I mean, most of us can relate to. Okay, telephone. Okay, yeah, it is a telephone. There's no screen. You can kill someone with it. Okay, and then camera. Okay, who knows what this is? What do you call this? GPS. Okay, so a bit more jargon buster. This is not a GPS. GPS is a bunch of satellites out there orbiting Earth. What this is a satellite navigation. It uses GPS signal to do the work for you. So you can see how simple things actually, it's actually two different things. We just thought, oh, it's the same thing. Okay, so last time all these things are different. Telephone is a telephone, camera is a camera. But now you have something that can do all. And similarly, you also have camera that can actually receive GPS signal and can act as a satellite navigation system. So similarly, that's what this three thing is. So there's an overlap between them. So if I were to put in a very simplistic way, okay, anybody here from an IT background? No one. So I'm fine. Because I'm simplifying things, okay? Because we don't need to know in that detail. Okay, so how I identify this is big data is actually an entity. You know, it's actually the existence of large sets of data. That's what it is. Okay, and what about BI? BI is the process. It's what you do with the data. So whether it's big data or data that you have within your organization, and then we have tools that can help you do the process. And data science. Data science is the method that you use to do BI. Okay? So how about the rest? Data warehouse. Okay, so data warehouse is where you keep, where a lot of companies have database everywhere. Okay? And it comes from different systems. So data warehouse is actually where you put everything in one place. Okay, so it's something like similar to ERP, but it's not. Okay? So you can have a data warehouse as part of your BI if your data is big, but you don't really need it if it's not that big. Okay? So the important thing about data warehouse is basically it gives you the OLAP storage. Okay, I'll talk about OLAP maybe slightly later. Just keep that in mind. Okay? And then data analytics and data mining is all part of the data science. So data mining is basically what you do to discover patterns within the data. Okay? And data analytics is actually how do you relate the patterns. Okay? That will give you insight. Okay? So when you talk about data analytics, it can give you predictive capabilities. So you will answer questions, what will happen. But as you go more advanced into the data science, you get into prescriptive capabilities. That's when the system will be able to tell you how you need to do it. Okay? So what you need to know roughly is basically when software consultants comes to you, they'll punch all this thing out in one. Okay? And certain software is a data science software. It's not really a BI software, although it has some capabilities. So you need to know the difference. I mean, generally, just conceptually what the differences are. Okay, finally we get to BI. Okay, going back to the definition just now. Okay, I don't like this, it's a bit too long. Maybe this one. Still a bit too long. I'll go for this. An effective use of data and information to make sound business decisions. That's basically what BI is. Sounds familiar, right? This is what we do as accountants. Okay? So BI is our thing. It's not an IT thing. It's ours. So if you look at BI, what is the process that we go through? Okay, we collect data, we report, we analyze, we monitor, and if we are advanced enough, we're able to predict well what to do. So all these things basically to answer all these questions. What happened, why it happened, whether it's still happening now, and then what will happen next. So that's BI. Okay? So I'm going to touch just a bit on the evolution of BI, because then you guys can gauge at which stage you guys are in. Okay? We have pre-BI before the 1990s. This is way back before 1990s. So basically, in 1991 you already had BI. Okay. This is how the finance people look like. Okay? Ad hoc reports, the CEO just call you up and say, okay, I want this analyzed, I want this data on the data, and then you just scramble and all this like, it's like, so you want to come up with a report, okay, I want to see what is the cost per head. So you go into your accounting system, you take up the salary cost and whatever cost. Then, okay, what do I do next? You call up HR. Hey, kau berapa? And then you just divide. Okay? So, how do you know the number is correct? So that's where we were. Or for some companies, that's where they are now. Gen 1. Okay. This is when we started using IT to help us come up with reports. Okay, so some reports like JET reports, Crystal report, or Hyperion S-Base. So whether any of you guys have used that, so that is actually Gen 1 BI. Because why? Because we have to go to the IT department and say, okay, can you produce this sort of report for me? Okay? And you have to wait for them to come back. And then they come back, oh, this is not what I want, go back in. So by the time you get there, maybe it's already 2 months. Then you come up with a customized report, which you cannot change. And then you look, alamak, our business changed, I cannot use this anymore. Go back in. Okay? So that's BI generation 1. Generation 2, self-service BI, business generated. So this is where the power is given to the business user. So it's not the IT who's going to do the report, it's you yourself. The sales people, the marketing people, the finance people, you go into the system, you look at the data, you come up with your own report, you come up with your own analysis. So this is basically some of the examples is things like Tableau. Anybody heard of Tableau? Tableau, Click, Power BI. Okay, these are self-service BI that we currently have. Those are the top 3 in the market right now. Okay, but look here, that's in 2015, almost 4 years ago. A lot of us haven't tried that, the BI. This is where it's heading. Generation 3. Okay, what is generation 3? I'll come back to that later. Okay, because so if you look back, how many of you guys are here? Anybody? No, right? Because I asked this now, anybody using BI, nobody said anything. So most of us are either here or even here. And there are big companies who are still here in Malaysia, based on my experience. So I'm not, I'm not lying. Okay, so just to touch a bit more on BI. Okay, this is quite important. Okay, you need to know the components of BI, because when you talk to the consultant, these are the things that you might ask them. Okay, because you need to know whether they have all these things. Okay, so what's ETL? Anybody know what's ETL? It's a short for extract, transform, and load. Okay, this is one of the most important things. Okay, because let's say you're in a company, you have systems, different systems, like accounting system, HR system, procurement system. They're all sitting in different database. Okay, so what ETL does is basically is the ability to extract all this data from different sources, transform it, because it's all in different shape. So transform it so that you can use it for your analysis and then load it to your BI. So you don't have to do all the, ticking here, ticking there, do the reconciliation. So it's a very important part of BI. So if your BI does not have that, then it's not BI. Okay? Data warehouse, as I said before. Sometimes when you have a lot of data, it's good to have a data warehouse, because it helps in terms of the speed when you do analysis. Okay? OLAP. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. OLAP stands for Online Analytical Processing. Okay? Basically, database is two two types. Yeah, I'm simplifying a lot. OLTP and OLAP. Okay, OLTP is online transaction processing. Okay, so the function is to extract data on the transactional data. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say you own a clinic. Say you own a clinic. Every day 1,000 people come in. Gosh, you must be a teacher. 1,000 people come in. Okay, so you have a file cabinet. Okay, and normally what you do is you have a file cabinet. Okay, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Okay, so that you can look for it. Okay, that's one dimension. But then if somebody comes to you and says, okay, can you tell me this month how many people came because they have diarrhea? How do you do it? You can't, because it's one dimensional. So you need a multi-dimensional database. Of course, physically you can't do it, but virtually you can. So that's what OLAP is all about. So it's not about capturing transactional data. It's more about putting the data in sort of like cube form, so that you can pick and choose. Okay, I want this dimension and I want that dimension. Okay, so that's why it's important. OLAP is very critical. Okay, so this is basically the infrastructure of BI. Okay, and then we all know this management reporting. Okay, this is part of what people call corporate performance management. Okay, there's a lot of CPM software out there. This is what they do. Okay, I can't elaborate. Oh yeah, I have a little on. I'll show you. There's a few like Agitic, Anaplan. So there's quite a few. Okay. So this is the software that's supposed to help you with not just management reporting. It's basically to do your budget, consolidation, planning. Okay. And most BI software do not have this. It's separate. It's either Citizen or BI. There's no such thing as I can do both. If they say you can do both, just be careful. Okay, the third component, dashboard and visualization. Okay, this is where most BI software is. They are good at coming up with charts, with all this beautiful graphs, whatever. But they can't really do CPM. And sometimes they don't even have the infrastructure that I mentioned to you about. So when you buy the software, then they start telling you, oh, okay, your data is not in the right format. I have to do this, I have to do that. Okay, come, I charge me another 200,000-300,000. I'll help you. Okay. And another function is, so what that dashboard is doing is basically it gives you insight, because you can look at the trends. Because sometimes you don't see data when it's not visually presented. And if it's just a bunch of numbers, it's difficult to see. So that's the importance of that component. And also, we talk about data analytics. Okay? So data analytics is, as it gets more advanced, it can help you to do further. Basically, you can dig further into the data and find out something that is more predictive. Basically, you'll be able to tell, okay, the trend is going this way, and I think it's going to go that way. Okay? And the last component is the generation 3.0, which is now. Which again, you have to wait. I'll tell you later. Okay. So, do you need BI? Yes. If you have any of these problems or issues, then the answer is yes. You need BI. Most of us, number one is a big issue. A lot of us are still doing reporting manually. Okay. Number two, of course, as I mentioned before, you get accounting numbers from the system, you get HR number by calling Rahman. And the inability to access that data. Okay, that's another thing. You call someone, isyara, dia cuti dah seminggu. Nobody else know about it. Can I do it in the system or don't know? I don't know how to use the system. Okay? And of course, data visualization real time. That's the That's basically the front end of BI. This is what everybody is selling. Okay, so everybody bought already? Can I touch a bit more on theory before we go to the practical? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to touch on this, artificial intelligence, because this has somewhat to do with the BI 3.0. Okay, this is how they evolved, the AI has evolved. Okay? The idea started in the 1950s. When they're talking about how do I make machines think and act like humans. So, you guys know what GUI is? It's basically graphical user interface. So what Windows? So Windows is a GUI. Because last time when you want to do something on the computer, you have to type command, open file. And then now you can, just grab something. Okay? So it started in the 70s, not by Microsoft. It's actually by Xerox. Although they're not here anymore, but they were quite inventive back then. Okay? So the movement, all the way from email, spam filters, so how do they know what is spam, what is not spam? So that's artificial intelligence. Okay? Then you have robots that can play games because they can trace pattern. They know, okay, if this guy do this, what do I do? Okay? And now, of course, autonomous vehicle, biometric, you can read your, the immigration. These are all AI. So it has evolved a lot. So some of the examples. Okay, so how did it evolve from GUI to where we are now? Okay, we started off with this. It's just programming. So you tell the computer if this is A, then go to B. Okay, I'm sure you all seen it before. Macam Visual Basic lah, macros kan. Okay, and then they started doing statistics, putting in probability and maths into the whole thing. And then now we have machine learning, and then deep learning. Okay, so this is basically part of BI, machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so some of the examples in our daily life, you can see, okay, Siri, speech recognition, automated personal assistance. So we all know that. Waze, because it knows where we are. It can tell us, okay, how to get from A to B. Sometimes not. Sometimes you can't really follow them, but okay, Google, all the spam filters. You type something, they will finish up for you. Okay, and they come up with all this advertisement because they know, okay, this guy has been surfing on handbags for the last 3 weeks. So you open the Google and keluar this. Okay, this is something maybe a lot of you have not heard of. This is to do with plagiarism. So this is a software where you can type in whatever that you plan to copy to your thesis or whatever. It will tell you, oh, okay, this is actually from this book 50 years ago. Very advanced. So anyway, okay, so last one. No more jargons, this is the last one. Okay. So when people talk about AI is basically just an umbrella concept. It's basically what, we go through this forward. Okay. So this is basically just an umbrella term for smart machine. So anything that relates to smart machine is basically AI. Okay? And then they get smarter, then you have machine learning, so it goes through experience. You have things like machines that play chess, okay? And machines that play this game called Go. So it has moved on from, first it's about rules, then when it plays, for so many times they come up with their own sets of rules. Because it learns through experience. And then to make it more canggih, they have deep learning. This is when they try to copy our brain, or this neural network. Okay, this is where it gets a bit more sci-fi. Okay. But that's all you need to know. But this one, I call it the dumb smart machine. It's not really dumb, but robotic process automation is basically, okay, is the thing that a lot of companies are now looking at in terms of shortening their month-end closing. Okay, I just call it super micros, because like macros, you record what you do, and then it will basically program for you. But to a certain extent, because most of the time you have to type in the program, and you have to type in the language, you have to know how to do programming. But RPA, take it one step further, you can actually trace whatever you do, and you can go from one system to another system. Okay, so there are softwares for that. It's not cheap, but I think it's worth considering because it will shorten your month-end closing from maybe 3-4 days to about maybe like a couple of hours. So it's worth looking into that. Just I won't talk much about it because that's not really my area. I'm more maybe not accounting. But in terms of accounting, that is something that you really need to take a good look. Okay. So when BI meet AI, okay, sounds familiar? Anybody have not seen When Harry Met Sally? Semua dah tengok. Siapa belum tengok, go and watch. It's a chicks movie, but still good movie. Okay, BI and AI. So BI, the machine, basically help us to collect the data so that it's in a form that we can analyze. We do the analysis and then we come out with our suggestion. AI take it one step further. They actually do the analysis and then they just tell us, okay, it could be this, this or this. So inside our machine, we just validate. Okay? So now machines can help us with the operational decision and we look at the strategic decision. Okay? So that is where 3.0 is going. Okay? So if you look back, collate, report, analyze, monitor, predict. Now you prescribe and you optimize. Okay? So first you know what happened, why it happened, you know what is going on, and then you know what will happen. So the next step is the machine will tell you how to make it happen. And furthermore, it will tell you, okay, what is the best thing that can happen. So, what if scenarios? Automatic decision. Okay, so this is AI 3.0. Okay, they don't call it artificial intelligence anymore. Now they call it augmented intelligence. Another challenge, but still AI. Okay? So, the good thing about it, now there's a lot more user engagement. Last time, you just let the IT do it. Now you are doing it. Okay? And your analytics capability has just increased a lot more because of the powerful tool. And collective insight. Now you can have insight from different segments of the business. Okay, so if you've been sleeping so far, this is the page that you need to basically try and put in your head. Okay, so you have all this BI and AI. Okay, so you have all this information, rules, machine learning, analytics, power that's put into this. Okay, so where does it start? Okay, where does it start? From here. No, here. This data. Okay, from data. So it's all to do with data. Whatever it is, it all starts with data. Okay, it's the heart of what data is about. Okay, so this is what you need to know. You need to know about data. This is not IT. Okay, you go and say data is IT. No, you need to know. Why? Okay. Story of data. Okay, as I mentioned before, you have data sitting everywhere. So if you have 10 systems, different systems, then there's 10 sources. HR system, accounting system, procurement system, whatever, POS. Yeah? And that's just within your organization. You also have data outside from the web, from all this, maybe some market analysis website that you need to basically extract to do your analysis. Okay? So there are sources everywhere. Example, these are just examples of the sources. And they are all in different format. There's a problem. They're sitting in different places and they're all in different format. So what do you need to do? You need to prep the data. This is where the hard work is. Most of the time we're doing it ourselves. Okay? All this data discovery, okay, data structuring. Okay, these are just some words. Okay, so data discovery, basically, you know where the data is sitting, but you need to know how do you extract it, so that you can play with it. So once you extract it, you need to cleanse it, because it's not in the format that you want. So there's another work. And then when you have data from different sources, how do you connect them together? Because in accounts, when you look at sales, for example, depending on how advanced your account codes are, you might be able to know, okay, I can see this month sales by business unit, for example, or by product. But then, if you combine it with the POS system, you'll be able to know, okay, for example, in the retail business, I want to know every Wednesday how many people buy nasi lemak from my shop. How many people come into my shop and buy nasi lemak? That's when you combine these two, that's the power that you will have. And why is it important? Because then you'll be able to know, oh, okay, actually on Wednesday, people don't really come to my shop. And then you look, hey, how come on Wednesday so many people working? So this is when you can optimize your operations. And you also know, okay, on Wednesday people don't like nasi lemak. So, how do I stock my products? So these are all basically real business stuff. And then we have the output. This is where BI platform is. Most of them are here. They don't do this. They show you fancy demos. Okay, you can see all the sales, blah, 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 because they already have a clean data. But your data is not clean. So this is low value, this is high value, because this is where all the insights come in. Okay? But the problem is, that's where you spend most of your time, manually. Okay? So we need to improve this part here, so that this 80 goes down to 20, and this 20 goes up to 80. That's when we can be a business partner. Okay. So a lot of people talk about ERP, and they say when the, I think this is based on experience now. So when the CEO started asking, okay, how do I get more information? Okay. The accounts only know the accounts data. Okay, how about the supply chain? Then they start talking, we need the ERP system, so that you can do more analysis. Okay. So how many of you have heard of people with ERP system and still do their reporting manually? I know a lot of companies. I know one company who spent a few millions on it and still doing it manually. And they're not small companies, okay? Huge companies. Okay, what's the problem? Apart from the accounts people are not involved in the ERP implementation, which is wrong. Okay. ERP is here. ERP is just a source. Okay? So you spend a lot of money, basically, integrating all your other systems into one system. I'm not saying that it's not your thing. I'm just saying that's not your solution. So if you are going to BI and you say, okay, we need an ERP system, well, that's not quite true, because there's this one part of the journey. Okay? Why is ERP not the solution? Okay? These are some of the reasons. As I said before, OLTP versus OLAP. It's good at capturing data, but it's not good at querying data out. Okay? That's why a lot of ERP system, when people start talking about BI, they introduce new modules. Like SAP, they have BW, they have SAP HANA, they have a few other things. Because they realize a lot of people can't really extract data from the ERP system. So they have to create another module to do that. Okay? And because of that, because OLTP capture transactional data, when we do BI, we want summarized data. So that's why it's not really that great. And of course, ERP, most companies, they might have accounting in there, sales in there, for example, but the rest are not in there. So if you want to extract the data from ERP, you can extract something that you do not have. And not to mention all the big data that's sitting out there. So ERP is not everything. And of course, this, I think everybody knows about this, right? ERP is not cheap. Implement aja dah berapa, dan cost, timing punya apa, you punya training, maintenance, okay? And then every time you want something, okay, this is customized report 10,000 piece. Then you come up, and then the management, of course, the management always look at new ways to do things. So they tell you, okay, I think I want this report. Go and call this guy up. Okay, 10,000. 1 week later, come up with the customized report. You go to your boss. Hey, I want something slightly different. Then you go back. Okay, 5,000 extra. I have to change. So, and of course, now we're going to move on. ERP is so difficult. If you're from home, you want to report, you want to extract some report, you want to go to your VPN, most of the time it doesn't work. So, okay, so it's not enough. So what do you do? Okay, these are the options that you need to look at. Okay, I break it down into 2 parts. Your input tool and your output tool. Okay, so we talk about the input, is what you do with the data. The ETL capability and the data science capability. Okay, you need the capability to extract data, transform data, do relationship to the data that you have, so that then you can do your reporting, consolidation, and planning, and of course your BI. So this is basically the top 3 softwares for each of these sections. Okay, they all do different things. They might overlap. So, for example, Alteryx here, they can also do ETL. Okay, but in general, they are quite specific. They are very good at one portion and not so good at the other portion. Okay. So, multiple software. You want end-to-end, you have to buy a few software. Okay. Who wants to do that? I do. Why? That's why. Okay? This is just the setup cost, the licensing. Not to mention the training, now the other extra bits that you need the consultant to do. And it takes time. And on top of that, this is on the assumption this can talk to this, can talk to this, can talk to this. Most of the time you can't. Then you have some implementation issues, and you have to call the consultant up. Okay, how do you integrate this with this. So it's such a long story. Okay? But anyway, I'm just going to touch on this one first, API. Okay. So these are the top 3 features. Okay. So if you looking for BI, just BI, my suggestion is just go for the best now. These are self-service BI, top 3. Tableau, Microsoft Power BI, and Qlik. Qlik is there's 2, Qlik Sense and Qlik View. Qlik View is the older one, Qlik Sense is newer, but I think they're integrating one. Okay, so these are the top 3. Okay, the one at the bottom here are more enterprise, I call it enterprise BI. So when they do BI from their system. So if you don't have SAP system, you can't use SAP in your BI to work on other systems. But with the 3 of those up there, you can. Okay? So that's where you should be looking at. So forget the rest. Unless you're already in SAP. Okay? But that doesn't actually give you, stop you from looking at those 3. For example, Power BI can actually tap on SAP. So you don't have to have the SAP BI. You can use Power BI to extract data from your SAP system. Okay? So just a quick look at these 3. Some of the key advantages. Okay, we talk about Tableau. So basically when people talk about BI last time, that's the first thing that they will talk about, Tableau. Okay? Tableau has the best data visualization. You can create all sorts of beautiful charts that the management loves so much. And they're good at that. Qlik, on the other hand, is more on the analytical side. Okay? They are integrating AI into their system. Okay? So you will have prescriptive ability. But the problem is, it's a bit techy, it's a bit IT. So you need to know a bit more scripting, programming to actually get the full benefit. So the learning curve is a bit steep. But then we have Power BI. Power BI is basically the easiest, especially for accountants. Anybody here have never used Excel before? If you know how to use Excel, you will be able to use BI. I'll tell you why. Okay? So, let's say you decided, okay, I don't want to use Tableau, I don't want to use Qlik, but I don't want to invest in Power BI also. I don't want to pay anything for software. Because the IT spends so much. How do I go to the board and say, I want some more? And there is an alternative. This is what I'm going to talk about. Okay? So, these 3 can only do this. Okay? They're not that great at the rest. Well, Power BI is. But Power BI can't really do this. So, what's the alternative? This is the alternative. Anybody heard of Power Query or Power Pivot before? Power Pivot is not pivot table. Anybody know it? Okay, if you look into your Excel, or you might need to add it in, but it's already there. This is all in Excel. Although Power Query, they drop the name. Now if you go and look at the menu, there's a menu called data. So that is Power Query. And there's a menu Power Pivot. Okay? So Power Query can actually do this part. It can connect to, currently there's at least 50 ready-made connections in Power Query in Excel. So you can connect to the data, suck it in, and then you clean it, you program it so that every time you extract the data at any particular point, what it'll do is just extract the data, clean it for you, and then you move on to Power Pivot. So Power Pivot is basically sort of like your data set. So you have bunch of data sitting in Power Pivot, and then you can create relationship between the data. So no more lookups. Create relationship. So you can take data from your accounting system that tells you this month I have sold 1 million, and connect it to the data in your POS system that has 1,000 lines that total 1 million. And you link those together, then you'll be able to see, okay, this 1 million, I want to see which product at what time, whatever that the data you have captured in the POS system. So that's the powerful bit. Okay? Then you can play around, then you can start doing your analysis. And then, since you do not want to buy any software from the Power Pivot, so Power Pivot is not taking up space in your Excel. It's like a data set somewhere behind Excel, and then you just connect Power Pivot to your Excel. So you can extract whatever data you want and play around with it. You can play around in pivot tables. So you can slice and dice the data in Excel. And then you come up with all your beautiful charts and whatever. Of course, there's a limitation in Excel in terms of charts. I mean, if you know advanced charting in Excel, you can do a lot more. But it's not like BI. It's not as sexy as BI. But that's the first step. Okay? Because they also have what's called Power Pivot in Excel. I put their name because they stopped developing that after they actually started Power BI. Okay? So this is another alternative. So you want a more powerful visualization and you want it to be more mobile, web-based, then you just have to pay for Power BI subscription. Okay? Otherwise, without this also, you have a very powerful tool, right? Very powerful tool. Okay? So, Excel. You can't say it's not right now. That's the best analysis tool that is, and it's not going to go away. Okay? And then you have one of the best BI tools. Okay, what's the connection between these two? This Power Query and Power Pivot. Okay, what about it? This thing was actually developed in Excel back in 2009, 2010. And Microsoft found that it's so powerful. So what did they do? They power up BI. So they took this engine, which was developed in Excel, and came up with the BI software. So the query engine, the data modeling engine is the same. They call it by a different name, but it's the same thing. So whatever you've done here, you can quickly move to here. So learning curve, not like this. So that's why it's not a bad thing to start from there. So you can actually get bang for your buck. Excel, everybody have Excel. So you do that first, you go to the management and see, I can do this. When do you want it? 30 seconds? Couple minutes? Then you start winning their hearts. Then they start thinking, okay, finance actually can do this sort of thing. They know what to do. Then, when you get, closer to them, earn their trust, then it's not difficult to just ask, hey, come now, let me spend a bit on this. Because what they're scared of is, they got burned so many times. This system lah, that system lah. But then, after you spend, and then they go to your CFO and say, hey, I want to look at these numbers. Oh, they need to close the books first. Oh, give us 3 days now. So they are so afraid to invest. But if we do that, we show them that we can actually do a lot more. They'll say, okay, fine, I like this. I want something better. That's when you can sell to them, okay, how about this one? And it doesn't take long because why? Because whatever I do in Excel, you can just move it to Power BI. The learning curve is close to nothing. Okay? So, now talking about, I think let's look at some case studies. Alright, this is a simpler example. There's this one company, it's a group of companies. Okay? They are using SAP BI, but they still spend a few days doing their management board. Just to come up with, I want to see my P&L by business units, by program, by faculty. Then I want to see it versus month-on-month, year-on-year, quarter-on-quarter versus budget. And it takes them a few days to do it. So when you use Power Query and Power Query, you only take 5 minutes every month to update. Okay? So basically what I've done for them is I've actually transformed this from the SAP into something like this. Okay? So I'm just going to show you. So, what have I done? Okay. This is Power Query I'm talking about. So from here, you actually can connect to a bunch of data. Okay. So what I've done, this is basically what I've connected it to. So this is a bunch of data which they get from SAP every month. So what they do now is they just extract the data and then dump it in a folder in the server. And then I've already done the cleaning so that the Power Query actually do the cleaning. So make it tabular format or whatever, so you can slice and dice the data. And then I put it under this Power Query. Okay. This is the data set that is connected to the Excel file. Okay. It's a lot of tables here. And then from there, you can actually come up with, because you can actually take out the data from there. So let's say, for example, sorry, it's slow lah. Okay, let's say from the data, you want to see the P&L by entity. Okay. So, you do is sure a lot of you know how to do this, even you will. Okay. Let's say you just want to look at account name level 1.
look at 2018, say you want to look at now year to date, maybe up to, let's say, August. And you want to look at, of course, your actual numbers. There you have it. And then every month you update your data. You just click refresh. And it's all there. Okay. One more. So let's say I want to do something a bit more exciting. I want to do a chart. So yeah, a bit slow. Let's say you want to show your revenue by cost, I mean by program. This is the education, and you want it. Okay, so here. Now, let's see if we add again 2015. Let's see, one whole year. So, and then you're going to look at okay. I just want to look at really works. There you go. Okay. Now you can see which one is taking the biggest revenue. Oh, blank. So you know, actually, these people in the accounts department, when they put in the data, they didn't actually identify which course it is. So now you know there's a problem there. And say you take out blank. Say they did a good job. Everything was coded properly. Now you know they budgeted so much for the BBA, but nobody actually take up the BBA program. And you know that a lot of people are doing PSC. That means that. This is an example. So these are the things that you can do. Okay? I'm sure some of you will say, okay, this pivot table a bit difficult. How do I get to do the subtotals and pivot? Because pivot table you can't add subtotals. So Excel also have cube formulas. You can convert this into cube formulas. That's how you get this. Okay? So now we have your management report. You can choose. Okay. Just want to look at the delta entity. Then I'll be able to see whether it's doing well or not. You can do some wonderful gauge to see, okay, where am I in terms of revenue, in terms of cost. This is my budget. And you can do your waterfall analysis. You see, okay, I know what my month-on-month difference are, but where the number? Gross profit, OPEX, because this is a simplified version. You can do like all the different lines. Okay? And this is all ready. So you just set it up once, like this one. And budget it. Maybe. You don't compare it with the budget. Then every month, when you have new data, what you do is, you go here, and you refresh on. Then the new data will just suck into Excel, well actually into Query, you will clean it, pass it on to Power Pivot, and then go to Excel. Okay? And also you can do like segmental summary. So now you can choose not just by location, you can choose, okay, I want to see the faculty, I want to see the program. Okay? And it's all done automatically. Or you want to get a bit more detail. So you can just create more detail. Yeah. So you set it up once. After that, no more work. So once this is set up, what you do is you show to your management once. The next month, and you say, okay, when is your new month management reports coming up? Okay, give month here. So you go back, you update, 2 minutes, siap. Then you go back home. Tomorrow we come. Siap. Power to the people. Okay? So that's this is very simplified. Because we're just talking about management reporting, which to a lot of companies, this sort of thing also take a few days. Yeah? Now we can do it in a few days. Okay? But let's go back to you.
Right. Bring this one to the Excel, right? Okay, so this is basically the process that I'm talking about.
So we create analyzable data. So this is the whole process. You do it once. And what you get is the database. Because the data is sitting in Power Pivot, so you can play around with it. Okay? So these are the steps that you do by using Power Query in Power Pivot. Okay? Of course, you need to learn a bit lah. Otherwise, you can ask me to do it. Alright? Okay. So, once you get this analyzable data, so the second step is your visualization. So, all these tables. So, this is all done by using Excel modeling and some cube formulas and some bunch charting. Okay. You get this? Okay. Alright, to some of you, maybe this is not sexy enough. CDI, so canggih kan? Okay. Okay, one more thing. Whatever you have in your database, you can use it to build all this. Because information is already there. So sell it once, then go. Okay? So, a more canggih example. This one I've done a few years back actually. I've changed quite a bit on the data and the information, so it might not make sense. But the one that I can't talk. Okay, so this is more going into the BI filtering. Okay? Because we have all sorts of data. We have sales data from the point of sale system, counting data. They were using Hyperion. Hyperion is now part of Oracle. Okay, the HR is using Sage. And they have their pricing data and access. Very simple. And of course, our budget going to is with Excel. Okay, so all different sources, different format. Okay? So what we do is we connect everything using Power Query, Power Pivot. Okay? So just look at this. 2 financial years worth of data, actual and budget. So there's like four products, 6 business units. Okay, this is what we have on the dashboard. 12 tables and 24 charts. If you were to come up with 12 tables and 24 charts every month, how long do you think it will take you? 20 minutes? 3 days? Maybe 3 days are more reasonable. Okay? And the data is actually 1.6 million rows of data. So it's not Excel. Excel only can do 1 million. So these are the sort of things that you need to do for them. So your normal versus last year versus budget, you got product, you can look at who's doing the most sales. And this one is what I'm talking about. The daily sales. You can know each day is the best day to sales. So I'm going to show you the model. Okay, you know how to push this there. Okay, this is an extract of what the model looks like. Okay. Just to show to you that I'm not making this up. Okay. Look at this. Okay, data. This is actual data. 97 and 98. It's 1 million. We have another 600,000 rows in budget. And of course all this. Of course I sliced it for a data for this thing. So product is. So you have 1.6 million rows of data that you can play with. Okay. So some of the things that they look at. Okay, this is up to November. Right? So you can see the December this year is still empty. This is up to November. Okay. So you can do your analysis. This is your prior bunch of other analysis compared to your budget. Okay, you can do something on the division and product. So all these charts. Okay. So look at this one, for example, right? Alabama. Okay. This is something that you won't really see unless you put it in this format, in visual. See, look at this. We look at Tuesday. The volume. It has the highest volume. But the average price is not that great. So you know on Tuesday, it's not really a good day for sales. It's just that people tend to give more discounts on Tuesdays. Well, for example, on this day, the volume is quite low. But look at the price. So these are some of the insights that you can get. And this also will tell you, okay, which day is the best day to do promotions, which day is not. And on top of that, you can also look at this. You can see who's the top 3 guys and who's the bottom 3. In terms of sales, in terms of volume, in terms of average price. Because some people may be making more sales, but their average price is lower. So is that good for you? And you can't get this from an accounting system. Okay? So just to show you about this. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I've not updated this model with the December number. So now, I already put the December number in the folder that's connected to this file. Okay? So you imagine you have 1 full month of data, and you have 12 tables, 24 charts to update, and it's December months. So what I do here, just refresh that. Okay? You can count. I think it's enough for you to just take a look. You see, it won't take 5 seconds because this is a lot of data. But if you check, it shouldn't take more than a minute. But it's pretty nice. So what it's doing now is retrieving the December data. It's cleansing it, putting it into the data set, and updating all this table. You see, that's what it's doing. Okay. So look at here. See, in December it's been updated. The lowest month is no longer September, it's December. And then this chart is updated as well. Okay. Another 5 seconds. Everything updated. Less than 1 minute. Okay. So very slow lah. Don't know how to make it faster lah. But I think for something, for a software that you already have, it's not that shabby lah. Right? Okay. So just close this. Let's go back to the so nearly there. Okay, bear with me. Back here. See on this. Infinity and beyond. Okay. I'm not impressed with what I've seen. Okay? Not that, but again, not that. So what do you do? what you do. Once you show that to your boss, maybe do it a few times, you know, and you ask, hey, my time bila? Today. My time get my report in 2 minutes. Do it a few times. Then you want more. If you do more, canggih cari saya. Better people. So this is when you go to the full BI. Okay? Power BI. And why so great about it? Because whatever you done said, you can just transport it to Power BI. You will take all the data, you will take all the cleansing that you program, all the relationship table that you've done, and it will all go to here. This is Power BI. Okay? See? All the data is here. Same data that you have in your Excel. It is a small chunky. You don't have to do any modeling to come up with some non-standard charts. It's already there. Interactive. Okay. What do I mean by interactive? Let me just show you how interactive it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the file that I have transformed into Power BI. Okay, this is another thing that Power BI is doing. You can also ask you want some insight about the data? It will tell you some of the things that Power BI thinks you should know about the data. It's not that advanced yet, but it's getting there. So, you start with the blank canvas, and then you can come out with this sort of visualization. Okay. I don't know when you can come out. Let's do it. Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi. Okay. So the interactive part. Okay. So you can see trending wise. Okay. This is volume. This is the revenue. So your revenue is doing quite well, but the volume is a lot lower. So you're making more money now. So that's what I tell you. Okay. You can see, for example, we just want to look at California. So you pick one, everything changes. So that's how California looks. And those are the sales people in California. And these are the products. Okay? Or so from California, you can drill down to which product is making the most sales, the gross profit margin. So this is the sexy, you know, interactive visualization which you can't do with Excel. So it's web-based. Once you've done it, you can actually park it in a server within your organization. Of course, each user will have to pay a license, okay. But it's not that expensive. It's $10 a month per user. Okay. So you can share amongst yourself, and then on top of that, mobile sharing. I'm just going to show you here because they're
connections. But that's my phone. You see the crack at the top there? So it's real life example. Okay? Alright, so just to wrap it up, what are the key takeaways? Okay. This is what you need to do. You need to own BI. Don't leave it to the IT guys. You need to drive it. Okay? And you need it because you need to remain competitive. Because there's so many information out there, the better you are informed, then the more competitive you are. Okay? And we need to be IT savvy, man. We are living in the digital era. Okay? Like it or not, I'm not IT savvy, so I'm seeing how difficult for me to move. You know, that one. But, okay. So why you need to be IT savvy? Because of all this. You need to know what are the options. Okay? So that you can tell, okay, for my business, this one works better. For what I want to do, that one works better. Okay? And of course, the third one. There will be plenty of people coming to you, hey, my system can do everything. Oh, this is the best. Well, they can't fool you anymore. Because you know what they're talking about. So you are the ones who will be able to choose what side to do. Okay? Start small, not big bang approach, but quick. So what I just showed you is the small, big quick way. You don't have to spend anything on the software. You just need someone to do it. Okay? Low cost, high impact. Okay, quick learning curve because you already know Excel. Business user because you don't need this delivery result. Self-population, yeah. Self-service versus enterprise BI. You do it yourself, BI. So, just to drive the message in, how do you stay ahead? This is your key knowledge. This is your fuel. This is the most important thing. You have to know your data. You have to know why it's sitting where, how it looks like, how do you connect with the data, what do you need to do with the data, so that you come to this analyzable data position, so that you can do your BI. Okay? And how do you do that? With technology. Okay? So, that's what we need. With all this, we will be able to focus. We can decide, and we can adapt. That's what we need now to be competitive. I understand data. I just put that figure there. This is important. So, it's not just about embracing technology, you also need to understand data because that's where everything starts. And basically you have to take the lead. It has to be yours. Okay, so before we go, what do? You go back and do that. Okay, so first thing, RPA. Okay, this is not my area. This is more month-end closing because I don't actually do month-end closing. But you really need to get your finger into this, okay? Because this will help in terms of your month-end closing. There's quite a few software out there. UiPath, UiPath, Blue Prism, Softomotive. Those are some of the few. Try and look it up. But it's not cheap, no? It will cost you maybe like $20,000 a year. But it saves your month-end reporting process. Why not? It's something that you should consider investing in. But what I'm really talking about more is this one. Okay.
get into this, you get to do your management reporting, you get to do your, even your consolidation can be done this way. Because I did it for the company that I mentioned to you about. Because they have entity and they have a console adjustment entity, so you just get to it. And then you have some form of BI, then the management will see, okay, getting there. Finance are getting better at this. Okay. And then, when you're ready, so you get that extra money by going to Power BI. But at least you already gain that trust, you already said, okay, I can do this, see, these are the things I can do. I just need a bit more investment. Okay? So, all this, Excel will take you from there to there, and BI will just make it a better. So, that's the end. Okay. Thank you. Alright? Any questions? It's fine. Alright? We're done. Any questions? Any easy questions? Not hard questions. Okay. Alright, this is some information. I'm doing this for 2 companies now, so if you need some information, you can contact me. I'm also partnering with HR to do some single projects to do with BI information. So, ini buat. Alright, thank you.